he's gonna feel special. I mean, if they play with the Mavs on 2K22, I think they will be excited about my step back. I think that's the.
Welcome to Philadelphia, the birthplace. And we've got
Kevin, thanks very much.
DA, he is dangerous in both facets. He's hard to stop. And making our way toward the finish line, this is a great time to check out the new power rankings. They're stuck in the same spot, still outside the top 3.
And I think for Sacramento, they're really happy with the way they're playing. Definitely on the upswing. Everyone doing their part.
Now Sacramento's starting 5. We've got Harden. Bogdanovich out there with Jackson. Then it's Dwayne Dedmon, and it's Bledsoe in at the point. And for the 76ers, Paul George is out there with Marvin Bagley. And it's Wall. Then there's Buddy Hield, and it's Thompson in at the 5 spot.
Well, Buddy Hield, the consummate gym rat, growing up in the Bahamas, built his own rim with a milk crate and would shoot all night. His neighbors got so tired of yelling at him to keep it down. He sprinkled broken glass under the rim to get him to move the hoop.
Here's George after the Kings pick up 2 over Bogdanovich. And yes, it's good.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
Right side Jackson. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Bagley. And Greg, they said Hield would wait until his mom fell asleep and then sneak out to play basketball. And when she came looking for him, he'd take off running.
He preferred to catch that discipline at home more so than in public. But growing up in the 8 Mile Rock, a tough neighborhood, his mom rightfully very protective.
A 3-pointer off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Took him no time at all on that one.
You know, the confidence Harden has in his 3-point shot, especially that step back that he shoots, is just mind-boggling. He loves letting it fly from deep.
Now, here is George. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. Wall finds Thompson. That shot, no good. And the Kings going the other way now. 1:57 left in the first quarter. Bledsoe passes to Bogdanovich. Harden scanning the floor. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
And Thompson sends it back. 1:11 left in the first. Here's George. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. George has got 8. And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for the Kings. It's a 5-point game. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year. The 3 from Harden. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And the rejection by Jackson. And stolen by Dedmon. Here's Bledsoe. And it's sent back by George.
Terrific focus from George there. Reading the shooter the entire way through. A great shot block.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively. Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
And again, Philadelphia turns it over.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the Mobile 1 block.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
To halt the run. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
ringing the bell. That's the way to...
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Philadelphia 76ers. For moments during that quarter, it felt like a one-man wreck.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, of course.
Giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big games.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. What stands out to you guys from the 76ers in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
On the floor for Sacramento, we've got Bogdanovich. Bledsoe is out there with Harden. Then it's Jaren Jackson. And it's Dedmon in at the center, filling out the middle.
Hard not to appreciate the brilliance of Wall. I mean, a super fast, quick player, a guy who runs the offense exceedingly well.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And the pass to Dedmon. There's the dish to Harden. The shot, no good. And the 76ers go the other way with it. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And it just seemed to me they wanted it more. I mean, you look at the second chance buckets, didn't play a whole lot of up and back. I mean, they stayed with each shot, grabbing the rebound, converting when they could.
And that one, good. Wall's got 5.
Inside, outside, it doesn't matter. Like how Wall attacks and looks to score when the opportunity presents itself.
It's good from long range.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Here's Hield over Harden, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Jaren Jackson.
We all know Hield can shoot it, but for him to get better, he's got to keep adding different dimensions to his game. As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Well, it certainly appears to be the case. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we all know that there are some people who dislike James Harden's style of play. They're bored watching him shoot free throws. He said, I see how teams guard me and find ways to exploit it. I just outthink the game, and I'm faulted for it. Kevin, that may be, but it's hard to argue with the results. Back to you.
You're right, one of the top scorers in league history, David. Thanks for that report.
Yeah, you know, the second period's been much more kind to him than the first. I mean, let's see if he can keep it going and maintain this.
Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second.
Bagley finds Wall. Thompson up top. Dedmon defending. Here's George. That doesn't go either for George.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And with the moment, let's check out some stats for Thompson. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. 12th in rebounding, and with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And you mentioned how powerful he is on the boards, going full throttle at both ends every play. Really helping his team compete for wins. Bledsoe against Wall. Outside, George. Pass to Hield. Just 5 on the clock. Over Harden. And that one goes long.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. There's the lob to Jackson. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
So good to see Bledsoe setting up guys like that. I mean, especially when they're wide open and they've got the better shot.
Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. The 76ers shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, you know what? That's made things hard for them in a lot of their games. I mean, that inability to convert their chances at the free throw line.
Chalk up 2 there. Bagley's got the game tied up here for the 76ers.
And at this stage, this is where Bagley feels most comfortable. I mean, knows he has the size and touch to score inside.
So the clock runs out with this. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds. And that does it for our halftime.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, you know, the stroke looks fantastic. Even when he's had a hand in his face, it hasn't affected him at all.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the 76ers, we've got Wall. Marvin Bagley is out there with Paul George. Then it's Thompson, and it's Hield in a 2-guard.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back 3, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot. And paired with his dribble drive, a 2-move torture chamber.
Now Bledsoe. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Harden kicks to Bledsoe. And another 3 for Sacramento. And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted 3-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their 3-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
Bledsoe against Wall. Bledsoe left side.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and they'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to lose.
That's a solid blueprint. Sacramento shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first one falls. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Pass to Bagley. Back to George. And they call the foul, so he's got the and-one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
The 76ers have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
if you want to talk about the best two-way players in the NBA, George's name would be high on the list for sure. I mean, that's the kind of presence he has at both ends of the court.
Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Bogdanovich.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
Passes it to George. Stolen by Jackson. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Bledsoe's got 5 points so far. To the middle, here's Wall, and he lays it straight in. And the 76ers lead by 2.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
The pass to Bogdanovich. Dedmon trying to break free. Bogdanovich, no luck. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. After this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them.
No success thus far trying to guard George tonight. I mean, he is absolutely shredding.
Bledsoe passes to Jackson. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got assist number 5 here tonight. Bogdanovich against George. Shot from the top of the key. No good. And as we finish the 3rd quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading basket. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the court for Sacramento, Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Jaren Jackson. Then there's Bogdanovich. Then there's Bledsoe, and it's Harden in at the 2.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
And a deep 3 from Harden. It's hauled in by Paul George. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Hield gets it to go on the assist by George. George has got his 5th assist in this one. The Kings trail by 6. Harden outside. Sacramento moving it around. Back to Bledsoe. Over Bagley. Rebound by the 76ers. Thompson's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
And guys, you've seen it countless times. In a close game, hustle plays can really make the difference.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And also, I think it's really led to the rhythm and confidence you've seen from long range tonight throughout the entire game.
It's Harden with the drive. That shot is off.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
And now Sacramento on the break, looking to end the run, and the layup is up and in. Harden's got 21.
And, you know, Harden's exceptional at getting out on the break in transition. I mean, running exactly the right path and getting it done.
And here's George for 3. That's down the hatch. Knocks one more to his total. That's 9 for 15 shooting.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut back down to 7. The bucket there from Bledsoe. For Philadelphia, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the 4th. A pretty nice efficiency there. George looking over the floor to the paint. Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk.
Memorable. Keep that one in the career highlight reel for sure.
Bogdanovich dishes to Jackson. He kicks it to Harden. Here's Dedmon. Jackson trying to break free. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over.
He got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And so he makes both from the line. 1:11 left in the fourth. The 76ers leading by 7. Outside, Wall. Up past the Wall. Deflects the pass.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
It doesn't look good, even with a quick bucket here. Got to make anybody besides Harden shoot the ball there. I mean, he doesn't feel the pressure. He embraces this stuff. It's right in his wheelhouse. Make somebody else shoot it.
And the 76ers call time here. They're up by 4. 51 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Paul George.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. He challenged his players to try to take control here. He said, this is when we want to be efficient. This is when we absolutely have to execute. See if they can get it done, Kevin.
Man, they're getting a fantastic effort from James Harden right now.
And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for Philadelphia. They've led by as much as 10. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it. 2-possession game now, guys. Some very important free throws there.
Timeout called by the Kings. They're trailing by 4. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
Trying to stay alive. They've got to work quickly.
They're going to draw up a play here, I think, to get a shot right off of the inbounds pass and not waste too much time at all.
Here's Harden. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was want to. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot. He's basically automatic from the line, not the guy you want to send there now.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority. Absolutely massive free throw. That'll force them into a three-point attempt.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're trailing by 3. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 18 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Money!
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives for the big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You don't want to force it, though. Still need to get a quality look.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss.
And the game Bagley has reminds me a little bit of Chris Bosh, a sweet lefty who plays with force and passion.
Outside for Bledsoe. So it's the 76ers taking the win in a close game. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges. But
thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up.